Hello, and today I'm going to teach you how to create a rotoscope in Photoshop. Rotoscope is basically drawing on top of video. So I have this video here of my friend Hannah doing this pirouette, and I have slowed it down to 12 frames a second. Most videos that we see are about 24 frames a second, sometimes 30 frames a second, but for this lesson I've switched it over to 12 frames a second. I'm going to go ahead and open it in Photoshop, and I'm going to get this warning here talking about the aspect ratio. It's nothing to really worry about. In fact, it's telling you to go ahead and turn this off. You go up into the view and we can change that. So we're going to turn off that aspect ratio. So now our video looks normal. We have our timeline here, and you can see that I also have my layer over here where the video is there. And it's in this group folder. This group folder is a pain. I'm going to pull that video out of the group folder, and I'm going to just throw away that group folder. I'm sure it's helpful, but not for me, so I'm going to toss that. Alright, so now I have my layer with my video. I am going to make a new layer, and it's going to go right on top, and this is going to be my background. My background will be for me to check to see how my rotoscope looks when I'm all done. And I'm also going to label my video so I know what part is my video. The other thing that's really important to do is to lock the video. Alright, so I'm going to pick a color for my background, and I think I'm going to just go with good old-fashioned black. Yeah, that works. I try not to make it realistic. This first version is just going to be a sketch. Think of it as a gesture drawing of a whole bunch of drawings over and over again. 12 drawings for 1 second of animation, and it's going to be 4 seconds of animation. So I created another layer, and now I'm going to pick the color, and this is what's going to be my first frame of my animation. You'll notice on my timeline it defaults to be about 5 seconds, and I don't need all of that. I just need it to be 1 frame, which I'll show you how to switch that. I'm going to go on my timeline to layer 1. Right now I'm just going to shorten my frame. I like to think of rotoscoping like knitting, even though I don't know how to knit. I feel that after a while you kind of get the rhythm of how to make these move and how to make things work properly, and it just becomes a pattern. I don't want you to put a lot of detail in the first round of these drawings. You just want to get the illusion of movement. Alright, so yep, I'm just going to sketch this out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each drawing. Maybe half a minute, maybe a little longer, but not really. Alright. Well, I'm going to show you what 1 frame is. Right now this is taking up 4 frames, and I really want this to look nice even though it's going to be gesture drawing, so I'm going to shorten this and do it frame by frame. That means 12 drawings for 1 second of animation. Alright, I have my first frame done. You can see my little gesture, and you can see the movement that's happening to the next frame. And what I'm going to do is make a new layer, and I'm going to just do the next line of gesture drawings. Like I said, not too long on this, just to get the illusion of movement. There's a great book called The Illusion of Life. It's one of the major books in the world of animation. I highly recommend it. But that's what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to make this realistic. I want it to just feel like it comes to life once I'm done doing this. I'm going to shorten that frame and then make a new layer. This time I'm going to shorten it first, and I'm going to just keep doing that. Rinse, lather, and repeat. Now I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing. Well, actually I am. I'm going to speed up the video here so that you can see the process. Alright, normally when I am dealing with layers, I want to make sure that I label them properly. In this particular round, when I'm doing all the frames of the animation, I'm going to let them keep their names. Basically layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So one of the other things to think about is not to just do an outline or a silhouette of the character. Think of the lines that are making the composition. So in this case, think of the lines that are making the tutu, the shapes, the forms of the head, the neck, the body, and just kind of give a nice simple line to give that illusion of movement. The technique of rotoscoping was created in 1915 by one of the Fleischer brothers. If you want to learn any more about this type of animation, I recommend you taking a history of animation class, and you can learn about this technique that's been used by many animators and animation companies, including Disney. See how it looks? I'll turn on my background layer, and hey, that looks pretty good. I'm going to save my project, and then I'm going to do a file, export, and render video. If I was going to do this beyond a lesson, I'd probably go over all my drawings and fine tune them, maybe add some more colors, but that's all up to you. And that is how you create a rotoscope. This, though, shows the basic fundamentals of rotoscoping in Photoshop. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.